What's going on, guys? Tony here from LearnAutoBodyAndPaint.com and Paradise Garage. Hope you're doing well. Please type in the chat super quickly. Let me know if you guys can hear and see me. Let me know. And then also, if you're a Learn Auto Body and Paint VIP member, type in VIP and also where you're tuning in from. It is 3 p.m. Tuesday, Hawaii time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to be doing some quick auto body Q&A for you guys. So if you have any questions, if you're stuck on any part of the auto body process and you need some clarity, this is the time where you can join us and ask some questions. And hopefully I can help you out and help you get to the next level. So before we get into the Q&A, try to be as detailed as possible when you ask questions, because the more you give me, the more I can help you out and give you. Sometimes a one sentence question is very hard for me to answer, and also keep in mind that sometimes it's very hard for me to answer a question, especially troubleshooting paint issues. If you guys don't show me, what you guys are working with. So this is why I also encourage you guys to be prepared, and you guys can send in questions before the stream goes live, and also you could send in like a 1 minute or 2 minute video, record what you're working on with your phone, and basically send it to us, upload it to YouTube and send it to us, and I can kind of help you a little further by looking at what you guys are working on. Before we get into the Q&A, I am going to I'm going to drop a link here to learnautobodyandpaint.com. So if you guys want to learn more about Autobody, you guys can sign up here to get some free auto body and paint training right over here. And that's what I just wanted to put that down right there. All right. So let's do some Q&A. If you guys have some questions ready, hope everyone's doing well. We're going to be on for 20 to 30 minutes, give or take, depending on, how many questions we got. And let's get started. So let me just kind of pull up the questions here. So everybody says you guys can hear and see me, right? No problems. Forrest says VIP sounds good. Carlos says, hey, Tony. Charlie says, meaning of tinted paint. What do you mean by that? Or are you trying to get some clarity of what tinted paint is? Tinted paint is exactly that. It's tinted paint. And, a lot of times you can have a tinted clear coat. Like basically adding some base coat in clear coat can give you a tint as well. Adding candies in clear coat can be a tint. It's just adding shades. What's up, Lou? Long time no see. Lou, the real trash panda. It's funny. All good, Carlos says. Max, what's up, Max? Vegas in the house. So, guys, this is your time. Whatever questions you have on auto body, if you're going through the process, I know it's, pretty much, the beginning stages of a winter right now. So maybe a lot of you guys are kind of slowing down on your auto body projects. For me in Hawaii, really, I don't have to slow down. I could keep going year round here. That's a cool thing about it. Nassau, Bahamas, super cool. Awesome for tuning in from all the way out there. Hey, Tony from Brazil, what's going on? What part of Brazil, bro? That's super cool. TJ Rich says, what's the best way to cut and buff two-stage paint, paper, grit, compound? Okay, so TJ Rich, first thing I'm going to tell you to do is go here to grab your free auto body training. I just posted the link. It's going to be like a 85-page downloadable PDF. Okay, as you scan through it, it's full of pictures and videos and all that. You can click color sanding and buffing, and it'll take you to a video on learnautobodyandpaint.com that shows you the step-by-step process on that. So that's going to help you out a lot. Okay. Basically, you're going to be cutting down with 1,000 grit, maybe 1,200, depending on the situation, if you have a lot of orange peel or not. Then you could kind of go down to 1,500 grit, 2000 grit, you can buff. 2500 grit, you can buff over that as well. If you're doing darker colors, you may want to sand down to 3000 and then do your buffing. So all the compound types, all of that I talk about in the training. So basically, guys, go sign up to that free training there, get the book, and then we're going to also be sending you some email training every couple of days or whatever. You'll get in a little email, uh, like little training newsletter thing that talks about all that stuff, TJ Rich, all of it. And then we show you on video as well. So it's going to be much better than me trying to explain it here when I have a video on it. What's up? What's up? No problem, TJ Rich, VIP from Florida. What's up, Mayan? Okay, guys, how's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody? While everybody's coming up with their auto body and paint questions, their unique auto body and paint questions, whatever you want to talk about, we can just talk about here super quickly, off topic stuff, depending on the topic. I'm open pretty much. Can I use a DA buffer polisher as a sander? It depends. You could, but not really. I would use a DA sander versus a dual action sander buffer. So I have both of those there. I have a couple of DA sanders over there. And then the orbital. See, the orbital polisher sander is more free floating. So if you put a lot of pressure on it, it'll stop spinning. You know what I mean? The DA sanders are more for sanding and they're more hardcore. So it's a different tool altogether. So, I don't know if you want to be using a polisher as a sander. That's for polishing, and for rubbing out, single stage or two stage. Okay, so let's get this question from Joe. I'm getting ready to primer and shoot my 85 Brat. What is an 85 Brat? Like, what is a Brat? I haven't heard of that. Maybe, yeah. Like, let me know what kind of car is that, dude. Like, what kind of car is that? 85 Brat. Like, what? Okay, there is some bare metal here and there. Do I need to epoxy primer or is 2K okay? It depends. If you have a lot of bare metal, I would epoxy, but a little bit, like a phone size or corners of if you're sanding a hood and you got like little corners of metal, 2K filler primer is okay. So yeah, epoxy if there's a lot of raw metal, palm size, a hand size of metal. I mean, you could just put some 2K over it, you'll be fine. You're not going to have an issue with that. So let me know if that helped out. Carlos says, Tony, I hear a lot of painters talk about the sealer. So it is my understanding that you put it over primer. Yes, you could put sealer over primer. And there's different types of primers. There's a primer sealer where you just reduce a 2K filler primer a little bit, 10, 15%, and it becomes like a sealer. So guys, a 2K filler primer is basically a sealer also, right? Because you're sealing everything underneath. And as long as you have enough on it, as long as you cut it down with 400 grit, it's the perfect foundation to put base coat, clear coat right on top of. Okay. But say you do body work and you expose some metal. Okay. You got your 2K filler prime, the whole car is all done, 2K filler prime blocked out, looking great. But then, while you were doing your blocking or DA work, you cut through to some body work. You got some body filler showing, or you got some metal showing or fiberglass showing, whatever you're doing, right? Then you could spray a little bit of sealer on that if you want right before paint. And I recommend a 1K sealer. So you just mix it up, spray a 1K sealer over it. You don't sand that. You don't do anything with that. You just let that dry 20, 30 minutes. It dries pretty quick. And then you could spray your base coat, clear coat on top of that. Okay, there are other sealers where you could literally just seal the whole car. Okay, this is more for high-end custom paint jobs. If you have the extra money and you want to spend the extra time doing it, you can, but it's not necessary. If you have a nicely laid down 2K filler primer that's blocked out and it looks perfect, that's sealed. You could paint directly over that. Okay. Um, so yeah, sorry, just looking at my phone there. Uh, okay, T Corley says, will AIC single stage and possibly a different brand used for heavy equipment? Will it spray differently? No, it sprays great. Sprays just like any other single stage. I used heavy equipment AIC single stage to paint my the Good Van project, and I'm wrapping up a video on the Good Van tonight. Subaru. Oh, okay, Subaru. Are you in Australia or something? I know Australia, they got some different models, different names that you never really hear about. Okay. Craig Thompson says, I have a truck to paint in the spring, doing in a garage without heat source in southern Indiana. What is the best ambient temperature to spray in? So, best all around is anywhere from 75 to 85. That's like ideal. Okay. I wouldn't paint in less than, I would say 55 is on the edge of coldness. 60, I would feel a little bit more comfortable. If you can get your shop till around 60 degrees, but I have painted in 55 back in Texas without any issues. Okay. As long as you can heat your garage up to like 55 degrees, you should be fine. And I would use a medium reducer for everything at that temp, even your clear coat. But if you're shooting anywhere from 75 to 85 to 95, right? 95 is getting hot, especially if you're wearing a suit and you're painting in a booth or whatever, or in a garage, it gets hot. I would use a slow reducer. Okay, slow reducer for your clear coat, slow activator for your clear coat. Um, yeah, so that's kind of the range. Subaru truck back in the day. Um, Are you guys enjoying this so far? Guys, give me some quick feedback. Let me know if you guys are liking this so far, if it's bringing you guys some value. Share it with your friends and people that you know if you want some clarity on Autobody. Uh it'll help get more people on. This way we can help more people and answer more questions. I only do this just for fun, just to help you guys out. I don't have to do this, guys, every week, but it's kind of my commitment to you guys. This is, I grew up doing this, and I have fun helping you guys kind of get clear on stuff. So Max says, is it a good idea to spray epoxy on an entire frame and leaving it, or do I have to move to a next step? So you're talking about sealing it. You might as well just paint it. If you want to like epoxy or prime something and leave it, you might as well put paint on it and seal it. So what you could do is epoxy the whole frame and then just put some single stage paint on it. That's going to be better than leaving epoxy bare. Epoxy is not a sealer. Paint is a sealer. If you want to talk about the sealed of all sealeds, paint, clear coat, or single stage, that will seal everything from the elements, because epoxy primer, 2K primer, is porous and it will absorb moisture. Okay. Moisture is not going to hurt it short term. You could leave it out in the rain. You might get some rain spots on it. It'll dry out. It'll still look funny, but as long as it's dried, you can block it out and sand over it. But it's not a permanent type of seal where you can just let it go. I mean, you can, whatever, but it's not ideal. So if you're going to be epoxying or 2K priming the entire frame and leaving it, I would just go the next step and just paint it. Use a single stage, something cheap, something easy. You can put 2 coats on it. You'll be done. It's quicker than base coat, clear coat, and it's sealed. You don't have to worry about the weather getting to it. Can you spray clear coat over sanded clear coat? I sanded existing clear coat with 400. Yes, you can. And it depends on your situation. If the paint and clear looks okay, then you could do it. I would sand down to 800. 400 is a little rough to clear over. I would take it down if you have enough room left. I would sand it down to 800 and then clear it, kind of like a flow coat. Okay. You could try 400. I don't think I've tried 400. I went over 600, but 800 is the ideal to get a nice flow out without seeing any scratches. It should cover 400 though. So I don't know if you want to test it, you can test it. Let me know how that works out for you going over 400, but I would go a little finer. Okay. The Lou, the real trash panda. What's up, bro? My fellow New Yorker. When applying primers and sealers, do you typically use dark sealers for dark color paints and light for light color paints, or does it matter? Thanks in advance. Hey, you can if you want to. It really doesn't matter. But you could get coverage closer. So say you're going to be painting a car black and you use a black sealer or a dark gray sealer, right? Your black is going to cover a little bit more easier than if you're going over white. But even if it's white, you're still going to cover. You might have to go over a little extra coat maybe, but you're still going to cover. It really doesn't matter. But if you want to get close to your end paint color and use a darker or lighter sealer, then that's fine. I typically go with a middle, like a medium gray, the gray. This way you can go dark, you can go light over it, really doesn't matter. Some people like to do tinted primers. If they're doing a red car, they want to tint their primer red. It's really not necessary because as long as you give it an extra base coat or two, you're going to cover with paint anyway. So that's my take on that. Brat was a Subaru truck type. I love those truck type cars. I always wanted one of those those Subarus with the bed in the back. Baja, is it? I know those are so cool to me. Like I like those. It's like a car truck. But for me, where I'm at now in Hawaii, I'd rather just get a truck, And I do have my little mini Daihatsu. Finally got the carburetor for it. I gotta install it. Probably I'll do that when I get back next month from the Philippines. So I'll be back in December. Brat is a little. I gotta take a look at this quick. Subaru Brat. Oh, that thing looks pretty dope. Maybe I should share my screen. You guys want me to share my screen? Should I share my screen with you guys for a couple minutes? Let's see. How can I share my screen here? Present, share screen, entire screen. Yeah, you might see some of my crypto stuff, but whatever. Okay, guys, I think you can see my screen here. Let's go to Google here. So this is the Subaru Brat. This thing looks pretty cool right here. Didn't Datsun have a truck that looked like this? I seen Datsun with a cool little mini truck like this. Wow, this is pretty cool looking, especially if you make it look like that one. This one, it needs a rim and tire upgrade, or maybe just tires with a different paint job. These are really cool. I like these, man. I think the Subaru had the four-door version though. Didn't the other one have a four-door? The Subaru, what is that, guys? The Subaru what? Subaru not Outlander. Outback? Baja. Baja. Yeah, it is a four-door, but I don't like this version. It looks too car-y. I actually like the Brat better. It has a little bit more, but the new one might look cool. I think I seen a new one last week out on the street. This one looks good. That one looks pretty good right here. Yeah, this is a two-door as well. Anyway, guys, I'll get back to the stream here. Okay, let me stop sharing screen. All right. How many coats needed with base and clear? So base coat, normally 2 coats. Clear coat, normally 2 coats. Okay, you could go 3 coats. You might have to go 3 coats with your base coat if it's not covering properly. So base coat's 2 coats, but until you're covered, right? Here's a cool, like a candy paint job I did on my little thermos thing here. Pretty cool, right? It was silver base. And then we did, this is basically blue candy and magenta candy. And then we got like purple in some area. This is my little, T. Corley says, I'm two-toning my truck. The top will be black metallic. Should I use a black or gray primer sealer? You could use either or, okay? Either or. Either or. You'll be fine. Okay, good. Everybody's enjoying the Q&A. Thank you guys for posting all of this. You guys are enjoying it. At least I know I'm not wasting my time here. Great info. Don't get notifications from my YouTube anymore for live streams. Well, make sure you're subscribed and then turn on the bell for the notifications, guys. So as long as you're subscribed to the channel, you got to click the bell and click all. Like look for the bell on there, click all, and then when we go live, it should notify you. I think that's the problem. You guys are subscribed, but you don't have the bell on for the post notification. So when I make a post, you'll get the notification. Really appreciate being able to ask a professional for advice. No problem. What's your opinion on Trinity Starfire paint? I haven't sprayed with that brand in many, many years. It's fine. It's fine. Just use it. Okay, so I'm sorry. I know this is off topic. Please, can you help me? I want to paint my gun. What? 9mm. Oh, okay. Taurus gun. All matte white with white flakes all over. I'm going to use an electric spray gun. Any advice? So I don't know. Like, I don't really do much with electric spray guns. You might just want to pick up a can of um, single stage base coat, like just an aerosol. Aerosol will probably do that. It's a little gun, man. You know, I would just get some. You could even get some white plastic dip. It'll come out white. And I don't know. Maybe not plastic dip though. But I would just use a white base coat, a matte white base coat that you can get in an aerosol can, and then you can also get clear. But you're not going to be putting clear coat on it, so just get a matte white aerosol can, man. It'll be better than electric spray gun. Great advice, thank you. Okay, cool. Rob Zilla Garage says, when painting wheels, how many coats do you use? Is it too many coats? Is it too many coats or paint clear gonna cause a weak finish? Nope. Normally 2 and 2, brother. If you're doing base coat, clear coat, you're going to be putting about 2 coats of base coat or until it covers, because you might do 2 coats and be like, oh, you know, this little rim here, this little area here, I don't have enough base coat, and you're going to be shooting a little bit more in some areas, right? So say 2.5 coats and then clear coat. You're fine. What is the trick to knowing your bodywork is ready to paint without having it show through your paintwork? Should you always sand, finish with glazing putty? Thomas, please, I'm going to drop a link below. Get your free training at learnautobodyandpaint.com. Subscribe to that and also check out VIP, guys. If you guys want 200 hours of step-by-step videos on Autobody, check out VIP. Seriously, check it out. I think there's a lot of VIPs on a call right now. Like, what do you think about VIP? Has it helped you? Do we have a lot of videos that take you step-by-step through the process? Yes or no? Type it in the chat. Let me know, guys. So if you, this is a very hard question for me to answer. What I would say is subscribe to the free training at learnautobodyandpaint.com. You can just go to the website down below, subscribe to it, check out VIP. You might want to invest in that to get to the next level. It's lifted 4 inches in tires, rims upgraded with new Subaru 2.2. Oh man, that must be a killer looking car, bro. I like it already. Tony, I couldn't see the video for Candy Blend. Where can I see it? Following up from last week, Joe VIP. Okay. Jose Perez, can you please send me an email, Tony at learnautobodyandpaint.com. I will make sure my support team gets back to you on this. Tony at learnautobodyandpaint.com, please. Thermos looks dope. It does look dope. Hey, what's up, Tony? My Atom X20 is acting up. Only spray paint on one side. What could be the reason? Uh, Pretty much a dirty air cap that causes that. So double check your air cap. Make sure all the holes are cleaned out. That's the number one cause for your paint not atomizing on any spray gun. For a candy burple color, what is a better base color, gold or silver? Silver. Silver. Thank you. Cerakote the gun. Should I cut with a wool pad or foam pad? Well, when buffing, you could do everything with a wool pad, in the beginning stages, cutting, and then finish off with a foam pad. Foam pad, guys, can burn really quickly if you don't know what you're doing. So just be careful when buffing with foam pads. Foam pads get hot really quick. Okay. Especially around corners and edges, and you could melt. Like I've made more mistakes melting and burning paint, clear coat, and paint with foam pads than a wool pad. Wool pad a little bit more forgiving. So you want to use your wool pad for the beginning stages of melting your clear coat, with the compound. Okay. Basically buffing over 1500 grit to 3000 grit. You can buff with that. Okay. Through those. And I like to use the yellow wool pad, a little bit more finer and softer than the white wool pad. Okay. Use a yellow wool pad. And then step two, you can use a fine foam pad to do your polishing and glaze, and that's final. And then you could put a nice spray wax on top of it. I like to use Zen wax as a water base with polymer coating inside of it. It's a good wax, water-based wax. Unless you guys want to do like a ceramic coating over it, but it's up to you. When spraying Pearl, how much is needed for a whole car? It depends on what you think is enough. I mean, it depends on how much Pearl you want in your paint job. So you can go with, a 15-gram bag in 3 quarts of clear coat. So say your 3 quarts of clear coat is going to be all the clear that you need. And then if you're doing Pearl, guys, you don't have to put clear coat on top of that. You could just mix Pearl in your clear coat and then spray 2 coats of clear and you're done. That's what I like to do. Saves a step. You can still buff and color sand that out. The only thing is if you run that, then you're going to have an issue. So 15 to 30 grams in 3 quarts, give or take, is enough for me, for a pearlescent look. You could put more, you could put less. If you put less, you're going to still have a pearly effect, but less, That's why, you could do some test panels and, maybe mix a cup, 8 ounces of, of clear coat, put a tablespoon, or not a tablespoon would be a lot actually, a couple of grams in there and just see how it looks. It really depends on what you guys, what your end result is for Pearl, because you could put a lot of Pearl in it, man, and it'll look very pearly. Awesome. Totally recommend it. Listen to the man. Thanks, buddy. Cool. What's your thoughts on spraying a tack coat on clear versus just going after it? So one tack coat versus one wet or two wet. So I used to do the tack coat back in the day when I started painting a few years into my painting. I knew a couple painters. I was probably 15, 16 at the time. And then I knew some 20-year-old, 30-year-old painters who used to do a tack coat. And then I met some other guys like, screw tire, just go 2 wet coats. 2 wet coats saves a lot of time. It saves 1 trip around the car doing your tack coat. And I changed, and I just been sticking with 2 medium wet coats forever. Just lay it on. Don't worry about the tack coat. You don't need a tack coat. The only time I think you need a tack coat is if you feel you might have a chemical reaction and you want to check it. So doing a tack coat to check for a chemical reaction, say you were shooting a panel prior and you had a chemical reaction on the panel and you had to resand it, redo it, right? And you're ready to paint it again. It's cleaned, it's wiped off, it's wax and grease removed, or you use glass cleaner, you tacked it, it's ready to go again. Then I would do a tack coat of my base coat or clear coat. just to see how it lays on. Because usually if you do a tack coat, you'll be able to see, oh, it's separating over here or something. Then you would just keep lightly tacking that area until it covers and then lay it on heavy. That's the only time I would really do a tack coat, but I'm not really, unless you're doing blending, blending kind of different. You're going to be doing some tack coats during the blending phase. I have the VIP course. It really helps us during the little questions. What is a good clear to use? Hey, a lot of clears are good. Right now I like the Acme finish product. It's a good cheap clear coat, $100 a gallon. It doesn't have a yellow tinge to it. House of Color has a good premium clear coat that I like. PPG Deltron series has nice clear coats that I like. DuPont makes nice clear coats. Sherwin-Williams makes nice clear coats. I mean, they're all pretty good, Just be careful if you're going to be using the super cheap ones, because some of those tend to have like a yellow tint to it. That's all I'm saying. Okay. To change from red to black metallic, what color primer sealer should I use? Gray, black, or white? Well, you could go with any color you want, realistically, because black is dark. It's going to cover anything. So, like I said, I like to use gray. If you want to use gray, you can use gray. If you want to use white, use white. If you want to use black, use black. But the closer you are to your end color is going to be a little bit better for you, right? Less coverage. So I really wouldn't use white. Jose Perez, thanks for the feedback. Forrest says, I painted my Willys wagon with single stage. I'm not happy with it, so I'm going to respray it with two stage Trinity Starfire to keep the same color. That's fine. And you can spray your base coat right on top of that single stage. So your single stage is a good foundation to accept new paint. So you could just get that flat, sand it down with 400 grit, get it all, all the orange peel, paint texture taken out. Then you could basically put your base coat, clear coat right on top of that. You don't have to prime it. Forrest Dillon, thank you. T. Corley says, have you ever used the Acme FC740 Super Brilliant or FC770 Euro Clear? I'm not sure. Let me see. Which one do I normally use? I use this one product. What's the number on it? Where'd it go? Yeah, this is this FC720 that I use. Okay, so I've never used the other two that you're talking about. This one is very clear, and it's about $100. And I haven't experienced any dieback, meaning after you spray it, some clear coats, you wait a couple days, it dries up and it looks duller than when you first laid it. This stuff is cheap. It's probably one of the best clear coats I've ever used. The model numbers there that you have, I don't know if they are a higher version of what I got now or a lower. Do you know? I'm not sure. What paint do you use for brake calipers? You can just use any type of single stage or base coat clear coat. Any automotive paint, you'll be fine. Brake calipers don't get that hot. Not like an engine where you got to put heat paint on it. So you could paint brake calipers with base coat clear coat or single stage. I'm actually going to be doing my brake calipers on my Tesla probably in the next couple of months. So these are just standard brake calipers here. I might make them red or whatever. The front ones are a lot larger. Take a look. These will look nice. I could also put like some lettering here and then take the lettering off and clear it. Anyway. All right, guys. We've been on overtime today. Just want to say thank you for tuning in. I'm going to drop a couple links here. It is glassier for sure, just like 720, but yes, a step up, about $140. Great for a show vehicle. Oh, thanks. Nice to know. Acme 740, super brilliant. Awesome, awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to drop a couple links again for all you newbies just tuning in. Subscribe to Learn Autobody and Paint down below. Get some free Autobody training. Check out Learn Autobody VIP. You're going to like it. Lot of information in there. And also, any of you guys into crypto here, I have a training here where you can learn about how to make money with crypto, even in a bear market. So I'm going to be posting my Crypto Waters link here. It's a strategy. You can basically put your name and email in there, and then on the next page, I have a 30-minute training on how you can generate some money with crypto, even though we're in a bear market. And actually, right now is a good time to start buying in. I believe we're going to be hitting the bottom of some of these crypto coins. Not all of them, because some of them are doing really well. Within the next 3 to 6 months, we're going to be at the floor. Bitcoin is going to go back to $150,000 in the next couple of years, but we might see 3,500 again. We might. Anyway, subscribe to Crypto Waters here if you guys are interested. Thank you guys, Dan, Lou, the Real Trash Panda. Thank you guys, all of you guys, for tuning in. And then also Zula.com, where I get my spray guns at. They're doing a sale, Black Friday, Cyber Monday for the rest of the month. Right there, you get 18% off everything at the store, which is huge, huge, huge. So check those guys out. And that's pretty much it. Have a great week, everybody. And guys, next week, Tuesday, we're not going to be going live at this time, because this time next week, I'm going to be in the air. I'm going to be flying. So I won't be around. We'll probably do the YouTube live maybe next week, Thursday. Give me a day to recoup, and then we could do it Thursday, or I might just do it on Monday, next week, Monday. So I'll let you know by email. Subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, subscribe to Learn Autobody and Paint.com, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a great week. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.